This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Ooh, that's loud. Hey, everybody. It is the After Party live on a Waterfall Wednesday. Good Mark Thompson show today, and tomorrow will be another good one as well. We have David Katz on the show tomorrow, so that's going to be super fun. And we also have another guest tomorrow. That is going to be Professor Andrew Fracknoy talking about space and things going on in the skies. And so that's going to be really good. So Professor Fracknoy and Professor Katz both tomorrow on the hello, not John Rothman, Mark Thompson show. I got my KGO hosts mixed up, but here it is. We are together again. And I do have to say happy birthday to Trevor Starr. I saw it was your birthday on the Mark Thompson show, and I want to take a moment to say, yeah, happy birthday to you. Trevor says, I hope Kim had a good excuse for starting the party late, like maybe getting my cake or something. Yeah, I was doing that. And your party balloons. I was doing all of these things in the hopes that we could celebrate you together. And here we are doing that. Here it is. Here's your party balloons. Thank you so much, Trevor. And happy birthday to you. I hope you have a really, really good birthday. And I'm glad you're here and we can all celebrate you. And I love that about this community as well. So, yay, it's Trevor's birthday, everybody. Happy birthday. Nullifidian says Trevor needs a break after working so hard at the Mark Thompson show. Yes, he does. And he really, really does. Yeah. Oh, you want Jake? Oh, Jake is in the other room, and I don't know if I can summon him, but I can play the happy birthday Jacob rendition. And here you
requested a happy birthday song, so I'm gonna give you one. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
You guys are wanting a live one, huh? I'll see what I can pull off. If he walks into the room, I'll ask him to go get his ukulele. Yeah. Oh, it's me who needed a break, not Trevor. Sorry. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I got an email from Yvonne actually yesterday. No, maybe not yesterday. Day before? Nah, no matter. About a waterfall, and I was looking at the waterfall. She sent some pictures, but they were all kind of on one thing. And apparently this is a viral video of this really interesting waterfall with a really cool phenomenon. And I wanted to make sure that it was true and that it wasn't just something that was this kind of viral thing that isn't really the case. But I did find the video and I do have it to show you. So it took me a little time to line that up. Okay, let's get into some of the stories that I have for you today. And among them, we have this story, and it is the mongoose. Remember our mongoose from yesterday? He's captured. He was found down at the pub. he, he can't make it up. He's in the UK on the Isle of Man, and they got a message, the British Zoo. Hey, we've got your mongoose down here at the pub 15 miles away from the Curragh Wildlife Park on the Isle of Man. And so after the mongoose visited the local pub, Jeff, who burrowed out of his enclosure last week and had been on the loose for several days, turned up at the Heron and Brearley Brewery in Douglas, some 15 miles from the zoo. Jeff is now back in the zoo and will be in quarantine for a short time before he joins his family once again. So Jeff back where Jeff needs to be. I have this story for you guys, and I found it on Sky News, and it's really not accompanied by much of a story, but the video is super funny. This woman was apparently at a zoo where she dropped her cell phone into the baboon area, and the baboons picked it up, and they took some selfies. Here's what they did. It happened in the Netherlands. And apparently she left it on video record because the baboons were very interested. They must have been looking at themselves on the screen. Then they grab it and they run with it. From a baboon's point of view. There you go. And thanks to Sky News for that awesome video. But I thought it was worth showing. Super funny. Okay, and now to the lead story today. This shipwreck found off the coast of France, more than a mile deep, likely the deepest shipwreck ever found, at least in French waters. And it has these centuries-old artifacts, along with some modern garbage as well. It was accidentally discovered off the southeastern coast near Saint-Tropez. It's a 16th century Italian merchant ship that is 8,422 feet below sea level. Likely, again, the deepest of its kind ever found in French waters. There are scattered ceramics, metal bars, rigging, and some, modern trash as well. The ship was found by accident because French military personnel were guiding this underwater drone along a routine surveying expedition when they heard an odd ping. And even though they were supposed to be out there monitoring potential oceanic resources and deep sea cable routes, they found something that was sizable that was already down there about 1.5 miles below the surface of the Mediterranean Sea. They said it was so big that they went back with the device's camera and then again with the underwater robot to snap some high-quality pictures. And what they found was a largely intact 16th century Italian merchant ship. Ship measures about 98 by 23 feet, and it was loaded with cargo on its final voyage. Most of the cargo largely intact as well. Very cool. It has about 200 jugs with pinched snouts. Some of them have the monogram IHS, which are apparently the first 3 letters in the Greek name of Jesus. Others are carved in geometric or plant-inspired patterns. The details indicate that this pottery is from the Liguria region of what is now northern Italy. There were also piles of plates, about 100 yellow plates, a couple of cauldrons, an anchor, 6 cannons aboard. Archaeologists are calling this an exceptional find. The depth of this shipwreck prevented, they think, looting, and so it's remained intact, like frozen in time intact. However, not quite frozen in time, because there are some things that joined this wreckage. Aluminum drink cans, so there's some trash down there. Yeah. Interesting that with this 500-year-old Italian shipwreck, there's our modern garbage down there as well. The objects they think might need to be identified in the future, they're trying to create a 3D model of this vessel and retrieve some samples from this area for further analysis. But they say, given the depth of this, it's a really remarkable discovery, and it will allow archaeologists to study almost intact a 16th century wreck. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to spare you the spider picture today, but this is a spider story. But I decided not to show you the spiders, but I'll tell you about the spiders because what they're doing is pretty cool. This is about spiders that eat methane. They have been discovered off of the coast of Southern California. They are methane-loving spiders collecting gas on their exoskeleton. It's so weird. Mhm. It's a new species of spider that was discovered off the coast of Southern California, and it's also been spotted off the coast of Alaska as well. The researchers found it because they were sent out to explore the areas around methane seeps. This is an area underwater where methane gas emerges from below the ocean floor, kind of bubbles out. U.S. Geological Survey researchers describe the methane seeps as occasional streams of bubbles coming up from the sea floor. Well, there were some dives that were undertaken, and the researchers collected a bunch of different species from this area, these underwater areas, and then analyzed them back at the lab to see if there was anything unusual about them. Yes, as a matter of fact, yes, there was. One of the things they collected were these deep sea spiders. We knew about the deep sea spiders, but these were different because they appear to be eating methane. According to an analysis of isotopes in their tissues, 3 new species of spiders living exclusively at these methane seeps and along hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor are eating methane. So interesting. So this is a paper that was published this week in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. They think that this discovery changes our understanding of how methane cycles through the ocean ecosystem. It's kind of a happy accident that they managed to find these spiders and demonstrates how little we know about marine life. We know that. We know that we don't know much. They have a lot of close-up pictures of these spiders on SF Gate. The researchers call them adorable. I do not. I know there's some people that like spiders. I am not among them. The sea spiders are described as lumbering and less nimble than land spiders. They are translucent. They're about a centimeter long, so pretty small. And after they were analyzed, they were returned back to their habitat and apparently went right back to eating the methane. Yeah, pretty cool. They think these deep sea methane seep spiders had different isotopes than expected because they feed on methane, but no animal can use methane on their own, and they have to get help from other microorganisms to convert the methane gas into some type of carbon source. The deep sea spiders usually pierce the tissue of their prey, liquefy the contents, and then suck it out. But the 3 spider species that were found have a coat of methane oxidizing bacteria on their surface. So they collect methane on their exoskeletons, and they think the spiders scrape the bacteria off with little teeth. The team says they observe these spiders consuming methane by watching methane gas molecules move from outside of the spiders onto their exoskeletons and then into the spider tissue. What? Is it something they've always done? Is this some weird adaptation? Strange, right? Yeah. I got this next story submitted by Jim S. And I'm so glad that he sent this story. This is a footage of, we call them Turons, that were visiting an Italian art museum and they were kind of goofing around. And it looks like maybe somebody slipped. I don't know. And accidentally sat on an art piece, which was a crystal covered chair. And oopsies, it broke. Uh-oh. It's not what you want to see. No. So here's the woman. She just kind of pretends to rest her tush on the chair. Then he's supposed to pretend to rest his, but apparently he slips, sits on the chair and crushes this crystal chair, which is up on a pedestal as a piece of art. It is crushed. And look at them walking away quickly. Okay, we got to go. We got to go. And there it is, the crystal chair. It kind of looks done for. Yeah, it was a pretty delicate chair. And apparently now, yeah, it's even more delicate. It's a little clumsy, perhaps? Yes. Did they mean to do it? No. But that mortifying incident caught on camera happened in April. And then it was shared on social media, and it's gone all over the place since then. The couple involved were looking at Nicola Bolla's piece. It's called the Van Gogh chair, or Van Gogh's chair. When he didn't mean to sit on it, and again, lost his footing and ended up on top of this piece covered in hundreds of Swarovski crystals. The chair is not the man, although he might be now as well. They were concerned about the damage they had caused, but quickly fled the scene after crushing this fragile chair. It's a mostly hollow frame kept together with foil, so it wasn't going to hold anybody's weight. The museum director acknowledged that it looked like a terrible mistake, but did criticize this couple for not taking responsibility for their actions. The two people left without speaking to the museum officials, and that, they say, is no accident. So the museum reported the matter to the police, and the couple is yet to be identified. If they were tourists, they might not even be in Italy anymore. The damaged seat and legs of this chair have been repaired, and now the piece is back on display. The museum says they opted to share footage with the public to raise awareness of the value of art and the respect that it deserves. So the artist, though, was a little more philosophical about the whole thing. He's called it a photo shoot gone wrong, an idiotic thing to do, and said the inadvertent incident was kind of like a performance. Ordinary people can do it too, not just artists, he says. One imagines that should the couple ever get caught, the artist's appreciation for the unusual event will not be shared by the authorities or the museum. Yeah, that's not the way you want that museum day to end. His wife is probably like, I can't take you anywhere. Really? Thank you, Jim S., for sharing that video. Really appreciate it. 23andMe, we know they've been in some trouble for a while, and it looks like the hits keep coming, unfortunately. Yeah. Welcome to you, 23andMe. No. 23andMe is being fined millions by a UK watchdog over a really damaging cyber attack. It's being called by the director of cyber investigations at one of these law firms that are suing about as serious as it gets. So, the genetic testing company has been fined £2.31 million by the UK privacy watchdog over a data breach a couple years ago that saw the personal information of more than 7 million people stolen. The database was shared on the dark web forums and contained a lot of people who had Ashkenazi Jewish heritage, that according to 23andMe's genetic profiling. Yeah. They have family trees and they have health reports and race and ethnicity information, and all of that may have been stolen along with addresses, dates of birth, profile pictures. I mean, a lot of information they have. The punishment, the big fine, the most severe that this watchdog agency can impose And it's all because of this extremely sensitive data. They call it a profoundly damaging breach that exposed sensitive personal information, family histories, even health conditions of thousands of people in the UK. So, another blow for 23andMe. But now that they're kind of belly up, I don't know if anyone's ever going to get any money. I saw this story. I thought it was so interesting. This doesn't look like much. You see this little kind of in the middle there, the rectangle. This is what is the beginnings of a swimming pool. It is a pool that will float on the East River. Now here's the side construction of this swimming pool. And at first I thought, well, what's kind of looks like a raggedy pool. I don't know if I'm going to be swimming in that one. Well, I'm probably never going to be there to swim in it anyway. But then I saw the plan for what it will look like in the end. So this rectangle is just one piece of the pie. Here's the vision. This is a swimming pool and made in multiple panels that will float on the East River. Look at that. It's got a little pathway out there. Pretty interesting. I don't know how you keep something like that maintained, how you pull it out of the water and make sure that the bottom of it is not all rusty and nasty and gross. But these are the images as this pool is being created. It's a below deck and above deck of the first facility for health agency. I guess it's called a health agency review. It's set to be dry towed from Mississippi to New York City over 3 weeks, held in a shipyard, and then, according to Friends of the Plus Pool, installed off of its Pier 35 site in May of 2026. Then it will undergo final evaluation from the New York City Department of Health. And if it's approved, they think the smaller version of the pool will be open for swimming in 2027. And from there, they plan to then build the full 9,000 square foot pool, which would be, I guess, a separate structure. So they've done some testing previously, though. They were checking out their filtration systems and the waters off Pier 35, and it's all part of this pool project. The filtration system uses several strainers and UV disinfection to treat the river water. The group says they imagine a future where New Yorkers can engage with the water that surrounds them on a regular basis, informed by the history and the accessibility of New York City's public swimming pools. The project is part of a work to change health laws and standards around bathing facilities that don't necessarily fit traditional swimming pool or beach criteria. It was pushed forward under the NY Swims and Let's Swim NYC initiatives, supported by the governor and the mayor. And the proponents of this say they're committed to bringing this river swimming back to New York City and advancing job creation, because they're going to need people to maintain it, right? Every year, they're going to have people staffing out there. Pretty good. I think it's kind of cool looking. Let's go back to the pictures of the building of it. You can see again, it's right in front of the red ladder, or a little off to the left of the red ladder. And here's a close-up of the underneath. I don't know if it sucks up river water and then filters it and puts it in the pool. Would you be swimming in that? It looks kind of cool. I don't know. I'm going to see what you guys are saying. I remember the episode of Seinfeld where Kramer swims in the East River. Yeah. At least you don't have to swim in it or swim to it. Yeah, to swim to it, you just walk along the pathway. Yvonne says, I love the view of the Brooklyn Bridge. Nice. Very expensive. They didn't give the price on this one. Yeah. But it is kind of a cool vision once they get it all set and ready for people. It seems so big, though, that I wonder if it'll impact boat traffic on that waterway. I don't know. Interesting. Here's another cool picture that I saw. And I love this glass. There's something so shiny and sparkly about it. And the cool part, it's made out of garbage. The artist's name is Lulu Harrison, and she's won the Robert Saltzman Prize for this glass made from river waste. Yeah. Garbage. That's what you're looking at, garbage. Turning garbage into something so beautiful is amazing. She calls it her glass artifact. It's made from waste shells, wood, and bracken from an English river. The methodology for developing this glass they call incredible. The mapping of the raw materials takes a lot of time, and visualizing it for an audience to make it easy to understand, they say they're blown away by the quality of this work. The artist took sand samples, waste shells, waste wood ash, and bracken from surrounding forests to create her art pieces. And in doing so, some of the things that she collected would have gone to the landfill, like the quagga mussel shells that are often they have to pull them out of pipes, water pipes, because they block them. She said her work is driven by research. Oh, I'm glad you came in because my friend Trevor has a birthday and he's requesting a live ukulele performance of Happy Birthday to You.
When?
Whenever you want to bring your uke in. Can you do it? Do you feel comfortable doing it?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Looks like we're set up for a live performance coming up, Trevor. We'll see how it goes. So she said, yeah, the garbage would have just gone to the landfill, and now she's using it to make this beautiful glass and winning awards because of it. Very cool. The glass is so pretty. And there's pictures of this woman collecting this garbage along the banks of the river. And it really looks like such a peaceful process, the whole thing. I love it. Really, really love it. Oh, I can hear the ukulele coming in. You ready?
I'm not ready yet.
Making sure it's tuned. All right. Ready? Okay, here we go.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Happy birthday
You lean down.
to
Can
you.
you lean down?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Nice. Yay. Thanks, Jake. Happy birthday, Trevor. Live performance just for you. Thanks, Jacob. Did you come in for another reason?
Yeah. I need to get your robe.
Oh, okay. Well, off you go. All right. Let's get to the Nike tracksuit. I have this story for you. And I wonder what you think. Do you think this is cheating? Nike has created this most aerodynamic speed suit in running history. They made it for Faith Kippigan, is her name. They collaborated with this athlete named Faith Kippigan to create this very slippery running suit that has 3D printed sports bra, a 3D printed sports bra. She's trying to become the first woman to run a sub 4-minute mile. And so this running kit comprises a bodysuit, sports bra, running spikes, arm and leg sleeves, and a headband. And it's all designed to increase the athlete's aerodynamic performance. Right now, this athlete is the woman's mile world record holder. She could run the mile at 4 minutes and 7.64 seconds. That was her time in 2023. She's got to shave off 7.65 seconds off of this. So the Nike designers tried to create the most aerodynamic speed suit in running history. They say the gains here are huge because aerodynamics will be a critical factor in her attempt. If she does it at full sprint, she'll be running 15 miles per hour. The kit was designed around the Nike Fly suit, which is a bodysuit with a sleeveless neck and a high cut, and it stops just above her knees. They use the word slippery to describe the athlete's ability to move through the air as efficiently as possible. And because they were trying to do that, they made this suit out of a stretchy black material. And you can see this here with clusters of tiny nodes placed around the suit. It's around the neckline, the hips, and around the calves as well. They say it became clear how much faster she could potentially run if the suit had certain physical features beyond the slickness of its material. So, it is made of a single seamless layer of thermoplastic polyurethane, which removes the layers of materials found in traditional sports bras. And I guess my question is this: is it her or is it the suit that achieves this goal? And if she couldn't achieve the goal without the suit, is it really her record that she sets? I mean, suit or not, I'm not running that fast ever, right? Thank you, Jake. But uh, I just wonder if it's the suit that allows her to achieve this goal, then it's still not really humanly possible without the suit. And so what's the point? If you need the suit to do it, maybe I'm looking at it wrong. I don't know. They controlled the fit of this thing down to the millimeter. They say it took years of engineering and re-engineering, not just the materials, but the design approach itself to make it breathable and beautiful enough for apparel. And of course, she, along with this, will get the custom Nike Victory Elite Racing Spike, which has her initials and the goddess of victory on the shoes. She says the integrative nature of this kit means everything with this attempt. Well, this is the researcher that helped put the suit together. Not any one thing will help her break it. She's going to try to attempt this record-breaking mile on June 26th. We'll be watching to see if it happens. Go into the chat. What do you think? Do you feel like, I don't know, it's performance enhancing clothing, right? It's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, let's bring up Barry Bonds in this case. I mean, clearly you have to have talent and amazing skill to do what he did. Not just anybody could have done that. Now add in some performance enhancing drugs and you've got a recipe for success. Kind of like with this suit, right? Couldn't have done it without the suit. So, I don't know. Mama says, hey, if you give all the competitors the same suit, that'll even the playing field. In this case, though, no one's competing against each other. It's this her trying to achieve this record. Donald says it's still under her own power. Phineas says then it wouldn't be the suit. Gordon says seems like cheating. Phineas says she should try it naked nudie. Yeah. Mindy says it's her. It's her. I mean, clearly it would never be me in a million years. You could strap 5 of these suits on me and I'm still not running a 4-minute mile. So, I mean, you have to have the skill. You have to be a top athlete to make this happen. But I guess the argument is if you can do it without the suit, then you've done it naturally. But if you need a suit, you need, I don't know. I guess you could make the same argument about tennis shoes. You can't do it without tennis shoes. So does that mean you can't, the record's not yours? I don't know. So many questions. So many ethical questions. I don't know. Oh, Deidre, on the way to Hawaii. Aloha, sister. So glad you get to go. Eileen says, no different from the strides they've made in running shoes over the years. Yeah. Tammy says, swimmers shave their bodies. Yeah. Yvonne says, yes, Eileen, like tennis rackets and golf clubs as well. I don't know. She's going to put the suit on. She's going to try to make it happen. We'll see if she does it. I'm rooting for her, even though I wish that she didn't have to have the special suit to do it. I wish she could just do it on her own, but whatever. It's still cool. Okay. Let's move to the next story I have for you. Remember we talked a couple days ago about the axolotl and how because this axolotl can regrow its limb, that there might be some kind of health benefit. Well, they're studying this axolotl, and it looks like they've already found some interesting and exciting things that may be helped because of this research. They say axolotl mucus peptides attack breast cancer cells and MRSA, that the peptides specifically kill cancer cells without attacking healthy breast tissue cells. This is the Mexico axolotl. They are endangered and they can regrow their organs. They can regrow parts of their brain and heart, apparently. So biologists are looking at the mucus, which is the whole reason that these axolotls are able to regrow parts of their bodies. They say the antimicrobial peptides, they call them AMPs, and the axolotl's mucous membranes protect them from pathogens. And so this new study believes this animal could hold some solutions to antibiotic resistance. Its antimicrobial peptides were effective against multi-resistant bacteria, including the dreaded methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, MRSA or MRSA, and it helped fight cancer cells as well. They published a study in the journal PLOS ONE. The antimicrobial peptides, they say, are among the most promising candidates for tackling further antibiotic resistance. They are found in almost all living organisms, and they're part of our innate immune system. And the researchers in this axolotl study say the antimicrobial peptides could actually be an alternative to antibiotics in the future. Isn't that interesting? They have a broad spectrum of activity, and at the same time, it's more difficult for pathogens to develop resistance. Got to protect these axolotls. They're going to be at the heart of our salvation over here. And they're a threatened species. Their habitats are being polluted and being taken over, and they're the subject of non-native predators. People go and steal them because they're so cute and try to keep them as pets. So, yeah. They live in this very small geographic range in southern Mexico City's lakes and canals. So all of the animals used in the study came from captive breeding. And they were so nice to them too. When they're trying to get the mucus off of them to study it, the axolotls were gently massaged with sterile gloves. The mucus produced by the amphibians was removed from the gloves then with sterile scrapers. The work done within the guidelines of the German Animal Welfare Act. They say out of the thousands of antimicrobial peptides extracted from the mucus and synthesized, 22 are likely effective peptide candidates. It was a time-consuming and expensive study, but they say these AMPs are not easy to produce in microorganisms as some antibiotics are. So, the power of their chemical structure, though, is what they're looking at now. reserve antibiotics. The axolotl antimicrobial peptides, they say, showed efficacy against MRSA, MRSA, in some cases more effective even than the reserve antibiotic vancomycin. It's significant because the spread of that multi-resistant bacterial strain, MRSA, is going to continue to increase because the antibiotics are going to continue to be overused in both healthcare and in agriculture as well. In the cancer portion of the study, they say the team detected an carcinogenic effect in 3 of the 4 antimicrobial peptides. That the peptides triggered a programmed cell death in breast cancer cells. Programmed cell death is a controlled biological program in which the affected cell dies in the lab. They say they observed the peptides specifically kill cancer cells without attacking healthy breast tissues. So they say overall, the research suggests that these identified AMPs could be promising candidates for fighting antibiotic resistance and anti-cancer strategies as well. So the studies continue and the axolotl massages in the lab continue. And that's what they're doing. It is time for the very relaxing Waterfall Wednesday. Shh. That's my waterfall sound. The first waterfall I have for you today was sent in by our wonderful, lovely Yvonne, who writes, "Not sure if you can use this, but I mentioned it in the chat today, and Nullifidian said he knew of it. It's a Peruvian waterfall. I've never seen a waterfall quite like this, and neither had I. And I'm mesmerized by this, and I'm still trying to figure out whether it's the real deal or what's going on. But I have a picture of this waterfall, and it's called the Bridal Shower Waterfall. And you can see, looking from far away, that it looks like a bride, right? Her wedding dress, her veil. It's gorgeous. Super, super pretty. The question is it real? Now, supposedly, there's some video that I have to share with you. And here it is. Oh, you can see a helicopter hovering nearby. Let me take the picture down so I can show you the video. And here's what it looks like. I'll take the sound off. Perhaps it's AI. Maybe they made the birds fly through. I don't know. But whether it's real or not, what an effect. It looks real. I don't know. Sure is pretty. It's not bridal veil, it's bridal shower. Bridal Shower Falls in Peru. And there it is. What do you think? You think it's real? Could be AI. I don't know. But what a waterfall, right? Again, here's the picture of that. But that, and thank you, Yvonne, for sending that to me. I'm so happy that you did, because I'll take an AI waterfall. It doesn't make it any less relaxing to me. That's all right. But what I wanted to show you then were some other waterfalls in Peru as well. So I found the top 7 Peruvian waterfalls, and I don't think we've done these yet. This is Catarata Bayaz. It is 1,700 feet above sea level. It's in a remote part of Peru. You have to take a bus here from Lima. They say the night buses are comfortable. You depart Lima at 8 and 10 p.m. and you pull into Satipo in the early morning. And Catarata Bayaz is a series of waterfalls that each makes a pool to create a stairway of swimming holes. They say it's usually really hot in the jungle here, and it can be rainy as well, between November and April, but the year-round humidity makes the little rainfall welcome. They say if you're going here, you got to watch out for the massive jungle ants, especially if you plan to picnic. Well, maybe not. Maybe no picnic with the giant ants. But that sure is a pretty waterfall. Again, that's Catarata Beaz. Here's Catarata de Pucayaquillo. This one's pretty nice. I can picture us standing in that lagoon looking up at that waterfall, right? That's certainly a lovely thought. It's a unique waterfall cascading over a rocky outcropping down a hillside and right into this refreshing swimming hole. It serves as an entrance to the Amazon. It's about 14 miles from the town of Tarapoto. It's an easy hike to the waterfalls. The more adventurous rappel down the rocky face of the waterfall. The waterfall has slick rocks. So pretty. The next one is Catarata de Tirol. This is a 10-minute cab ride from the town of San Ramon, Peru. And there it is. Worth the cab ride, right? Yeah. It'll cost you, though, 2 soles to enter the waterfall area. You've got to hike down into the river valley, about 45-minute hike. And you can stop and take a little swim in many of the swimming holes along the way. You can even swim in the swimming hole at the base of this massive waterfall. But they say if you do, you'll be massaged by a stinging spray. It's not gentle when it comes down. But there are changing rooms and restrooms for people that want to go swimming here. Yeah. Kind of a touristy area. Catarata de Chinata. This one looks really, really tall. Look at that. And green and lush. It's 1,900 feet tall. It cascades over 3 tiers and then just disappears into the jungle. If you're going to Catarata de Chinata, they say it's a good idea to hire a guide in the village to bring you up this short but steep trail to the waterfall lookout. The falls are visible from a military post near the base of the falls, but most people aren't allowed in that area. And the falls can be obscured by clouds during the rainy season as well. So you've got to know when to go. The area in the shadow of Catarata de Chinata, there's a mountain up above. It's known as the miniature Chacha's version of Machu Picchu. So there's a lot to see in that area. Ahuashisyaku waterfall. Here it is. Look how beautiful. A lot of people out there visiting this one. It translates to laughing water or singing water. The water drops 131 feet into a small swimming pool, and the splash it makes when it comes down echoes in spurts. The falls aren't completely constant inside the rocky bowl carved into a hillside. The swimming hole is pretty popular, especially for families, because it has a shallow spot for kids, and there is a small fee to pay if you're going into this one. Down to the last 2. This is number 2 of the 7 best Peruvian waterfalls. Interesting, though, to note that Bridal Shower Waterfall is not on the list, which makes me suspect something's amiss with it. Yumbia Waterfall. That looks like a high one as well. Look at that. It's in the northern reaches of Peru, deep in the Amazonas near the town of Quispes, like Yumbia Falls. This might be the 5th highest waterfall in the world. Yumbia. The water pours over the edge of a limestone cliff into a bowl covered in vegetation. You can see down below there, right? It's an impressive drop, 3,000 feet the waterfalls. They say you might want to consider hiring a local guide to ride you up to the trailhead in a tuk-tuk to save you 4 miles of walking. But there are also a variety of trails that will take you into caves, the top of waterfalls, the base of the falls where you get to experience explosive spray as well. And again, that's Yumbia Falls. And the number one waterfall in Peru is the Gokta Cataracts. It is about 430 miles northeast of Lima. The Gokta Cataracts are so deep in the Amazonas region that visitors didn't discover them until 2005. The locals have been enjoying this river for centuries, and that is what this river, the Huayco River, fuels this waterfall that drops over 2 tiers and 2,500 feet. Again, 2 tiers, and they can be seen from miles away as they pour off these cliffs that are honey yellow in color, and the mountainside covered in green vegetation. The falls are named after a small village nearby from where the falls can initially be spotted. They say the locals in this area worked really hard to keep these falls a secret, as they were afraid of a mythical blonde mermaid spirit said to live in the swimming pools below. Today, there's tourist infrastructure here, including a small hotel built near the base of the waterfall. So, I don't know. We're not successful, and the blonde mermaid is not happy. Don't anger the blonde mermaid. She's coming for you. Not good. And that is Waterfall Wednesday. There you go. Whew. Yeah. It is so wonderful that you were able to spend time today to hang out, listen to some stories that, I don't know, don't get reported really because of all the other stuff happening in the world. So I'm glad that we could take a moment and give them their due here. Thank you so much for contributing to the show. I saw some contributions pop through. So I will say thank you to Harry, who throws in $5. Love it. Happy birthday, Trevor, he says. Thanks, Harry. And happy birthday, Trevor. Thanks for supporting the show, Harry, as well. And Doug McNeely coming through with 20 as well. Doug, thank you. I really enjoyed your comments today on the Mark Thompson Show. And thank you for contributing to this show and keeping it going on this Waterfall Wednesday. Thank you as well to James S., who had a recurring PayPal payment go through for $5. And also to Wes, who threw in $5 yesterday, and a recurring payment from Scott R. for $10. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting this show. If you're trying to reach me, you can find me at kim@theafterparty.live. Again, it's kim@theafterparty.live. Happy birthday to Trevor. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Everyone make it a great day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for Trivia Thursday on YouTube here on the After Party Live and on the Mark Thompson Show as well with Professor Fracknoy and David Katz. But until we meet again, bye-bye.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
No, Ophidian, I keep thinking, we gotta run out of waterfalls sooner or later. And then I do another search in another area, more waterfalls. They're all over the place. I don't think we'll ever run out. Knock on wood. Aw, Rev, so are you. Thank you. I don't think I've looked yet. I must.